Hey everybody, this is the Platinum Knight here to review Animal Crossing New Horizons. But before I talk about the game itself, I would like to share my history with the series. I've been playing Animal Crossing since the GameCube. This was after I got done playing some Resident Evil games and I had nothing left to play, until my uncle introduced me to the very first installment. At first I really wasn't into it as I was mostly into action games at the time, but the more I played it, the more I became addicted and played the GameCube version for about 2 years. Next, Wild World came out. Once again, my uncle had it along with his DS. This meant me, him, and my cousins would have to share and take turns. But whenever I got a chance to play, I liked it, but it wasn't better than the GameCube. I didn't like how we had to share the same house and couldn't have our own. Then City Folk was released, and because I had a Wii, I was excited. It was my most anticipated games of all time. As a little boy, I didn't know any better, and I was expecting it to be better than the GameCube and Wild World, only to be immediately, sadly disappointed as it was missing so many features. Yes, going to the city was cool, but not enough to make me keep playing, and I only played for about a couple months. Lastly, New Leaf comes out, and again my uncle got a 3DS along with the game. This time my cousin was the one that convinced me to start a tent/house to see if I like it. Although I liked how you were able to have your own house this time, but I only played it for about 3 hours of it and I never played it again. Not because I didn't like it, it's because I had to focus on high school and didn't have time. Plus, I just didn't feel like sharing again, so I can't really offer too much of an opinion on New Leaf, but I did have some fun with it. I did play a little bit of Pocket Camp and hated it and only played it for about a half an hour to get the free stuff for New Horizons. Oh, and I didn't even bother with Amiibo Festival. Alright, now it's time for the main event. Luckily, I bought a Nintendo Switch from my cousin for a low price. I even made an unboxing video about it, link in the description. When I first saw the trailer to Animal Crossing New Horizons, I was pumped. It looked so much fun. I didn't get it on day one because I was busy, but once it was in my hands, I put the cartridge in my Switch and I immediately became hooked to this game and didn't take it out ever since. I even quit playing Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It brought me back to the good old days of playing on the GameCube. If you never played an Animal Crossing game, it's basically like a life simulator only with animal creatures for characters. You play as a human like in the previous games. This time you find yourself a ticket to help Tom Nook and build your own island. It starts off with the story mode, aka the tutorials, but once you're done with that, you can do whatever you want. Animal Crossing games are known for being relaxing games. It's about decorating and being creative. What I would like to discuss are some of the new features New Horizons brings to the table. I like how you can now place furniture outside and not just in your home. I like how you can now terraform cliffs, rivers, lakes, and ponds, making waterfalls, setting down different patterns on the ground. These two new features alone is a major game changer compared to the rest of the series and gives you a lot more freedom, and almost doesn't really make it feel like any other Animal Crossing and brings a completely different experience. The same can be said with its new crafting system. While I do prefer my tools never breaking like in the old games, it does give you more responsibility on how to spend your materials, adding more variety. You can now craft certain items, use a pole to vault through rivers, use a ladder to climb cliffs, go to a mirror to change your appearance whenever and whatever you want. Customize your house. It's cool how you now have a smartphone because of our modern times. You can now squeeze through objects, jump across platforms. The game does a good job giving everything a purpose now. Even doing something simple as eating a fruit can give you strength to pick up a tree when eating used to be just for show. I found the Nook Miles program to be interesting. It's a second currency you earn through completing objectives or daily goals and spend them on exclusive items and main features. Of course, you still got your traditional objectives like selling things to earn bells, aka money, pay off your loans to upgrade to a bigger house, doing things like going shopping for clothes and furniture, go fishing, bug catching, digging fossils, donate stuff to the museum, shooting down presents. You still got your real time of days. It's all there like in the previous games. There's new characters and old characters. I still hate Red. I always wanted to strangle him since the GameCube. Thankfully, we have the internet and you can just look up which art is fake or real. I'm so happy Mr. Rossetti is no longer around to yell at you thanks to the auto-save feature. However, he is in control of an emergency service helicopter you can call if you get stuck. I find it so odd how Timmy and Tommy now run the store as I'm so used to Tom Nook. Wasn't really a huge fan of Isabella in this game as I feel she could provide better information and update it with improved dialogue. You can now go to multiple islands to take certain items back with you, collect shooting stars. I really appreciate the new hybridizing flowers mechanic. I like how trees now grow no matter what, unless they're too close to each other. I like how flowers never rot just like in the GameCube. In previous games, if you were to plant 100 flowers, gimme a break, you would just spend too much time watering all of them. Hence why I would never plant flowers in Wild World. Plenty of soundtracks and songs, especially from KK Slider. This would have to be the best looking Animal Crossing up to date, by Nintendo Switch standards with its traditional cartoonish graphics. New Horizons would have to have the nicest looking museum, from fish, bugs, fossils, and art. Here are some quick tips. Hit all of your rocks, shake all of your non-fruit trees for bells and free furniture, but be prepared with a net to catch wasps. Make sure you always shake a tree directly in the front. Always bury 10,000 bells and golden holes for good money trees. Save your bugs and fish to sell to CJ and Flick. think your tools are about to break, just repaint them with a customization kit at a workbench. The online services are actually pretty decent, and I like how you get to play up to 8 players. But I feel there's not too much to do, and it feels more like a hub and a virtual hangout with your buddies. Another thing I'm not used to is just having one Tom Nook store upgrade, and we most likely have to wait for an update, and hopefully they bring back Nooklingtons. Like, I don't know, it just feels so weird to me because I'm used to the older games already having it as there were no online updates back then. But I guess that's just the con of modern gaming. However, the pro is, as of now, you can go swimming like in New Leaf, and you can go to sleep and visit other people's islands. I can see this game becoming greater than it already is over time. I decided not to use time travel because I've already done it in other games, and it does ruin the experience in my opinion, so I chose not to do it here because I wanted the full experience of being immersed in this world instead of rushing to get what I want. This may be a bit of a stretch, but what's nice about New Horizons being on the Switch is you can play it portably. It's a great game to play on the go, being the time sinker that it is, as some of the previous games were conveniently handheld. My only complaints with this game, besides minor nitpicks, would just have to be some missing features from the previous installments, like bringing back some events and being able to play NES games like in the GameCube, and some furniture I really like to see return. Other than that, I love this game so much. It's so fun and addictive. Every time I log in just to do one thing, I end up doing multiple things that I did not plan. I always found myself doing something, never getting bored. I spent a lot of time building my town. Every day I always change something. Every day I add a new detail, a new pixel. My island has evolved drastically unrecognizable compared to now and when I first started. But the best part about Animal Crossing New Horizons is it came out just at the right time, as it has helped me get through so many awful times. My nostalgia goes out to the GameCube version, but my heart and soul goes to New Horizons. I am giving this Animal Crossing a 9 out of 10. I was so tempted to give it a 10, but I can't let my biases get in the way as many people feel it's missing many things from previous entries. Animal Crossing may not be as ambiguous compared to Minecraft or Stardew Valley, but it has its own charm and pacing, and New Horizons is just right for me. Say what you will about this being just a kid's game, but it still takes a lot of architect intelligence if you're looking to be creative. I can see the next Animal Crossing possibly being better simply by Nintendo expanding on New Horizons' new features and adding a lot more customization options. Until then, that's not gonna happen for a very long time, and I will surely be happy with this installment for a while. Alright everybody, this has been my very first Nintendo game review I've ever done, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked what you saw, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and peace out everybody, have a good one.